What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the H Panel, the show where I bring on guests from all different backgrounds to talk all the things mental health. I'm your host, Harry Potvin, and today I'm joined by Will Everett. For those of you who have been following Season 3 of this show, you'll know that Will is actually one of the very first guests of Season 3, and he's actually my first reoccurring guest on this show. For those of you who don't know, he's an NLP practitioner, he's a hypnotherapist, and just an all-around mental health advocate. This episode is pretty important because not only do we cover topics that absolutely need to be discussed, but at the end, I actually get hypnotized by Will himself. I was very skeptical at first, I won't lie. I was confused as to how, one, hypnotherapy works at all, and two, if it even would work through a screen at all. And I had a great experience. Will was a great guide, and yeah, I can't wait for you guys to listen. I included it at the end of this episode, so if you wanted to follow along and have your own personal experience, then by all means. And I wanted to thank Will again for coming on and having this discussion with me. Before I let you guys go to listen to the episode, please like, comment, share, subscribe, give 5 stars on podcast platforms, share with someone who you think might need to hear this episode. It's a great one, and I can't wait for you to listen. I'll talk to you all very soon. Peace. I'm Harry Potvin, and this is the H Panel. Will, welcome back, man.
Thank you so much for having me all the way across the world. Lucky to be invited again. Thank you so much. It's been an honour to join you and to talk to you again.
Of course, man. Thank you for coming back on. I'm very excited for today. Before we get into the whole hypnotizing meditation thing, there was a couple current events I wanted to talk to you about and get your opinion about.
Right.
And the first one here, we actually kind of briefly discussed it through Instagram,
Yeah.
was about the whole Meghan Markle situation.
Yes.
Yes. And like how she got she like opened up about her suicidal thoughts, and she opened up about the treatment she received in the royal family. So I just wanted to get your opinion on all of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to what people are saying, I haven't watched it all. I've watched clips of it. And it's interesting to see the reaction that people are having, because some people are of the opinion that they don't believe her, so she was lying. And when she says things like she felt depressed, she felt low, some people don't believe her. Now, I think we're in a very dangerous place when someone says that and we outwardly express to the public that we don't believe them, because we're already in a situation where so many people are too afraid to speak out about their mental health for fear of judgment or potentially not being taken seriously. And then we've got a huge public figure, saying that she felt down, depressed. I'm not sure of the actual wording, so don't quote me on that, but that she felt in a similar way with a poor mental health state. And we've got people saying publicly that they don't believe her. And so this is why we've got an issue with mental health, because if we're publicly shaming people and telling them that we think they're lying, how is that going to encourage others to speak out about their mental health? We should be taking people seriously. There's no reason that we shouldn't take her seriously. And as I say, I think it's a very dangerous place to be when we're publicly saying we don't believe people.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you in the sense that I was reading through the comments and the reactions of people. It is really interesting to hear that stuff. The other kind of viewpoint that I saw was people going like, oh, boo-hoo, you're a celebrity, like you can't have these problems, like you live in this house and I have nothing that you have. And just comparing what Meghan Markle has to them and making that a reason why she couldn't have any problems. And that, that to a lesser extent, that was a big reason why I never opened up, was because I knew I was way more fortunate than a lot of people I knew. And there's a lot of people like my situation, or like Meghan Markle's situation, where they have a great life, but inside their head there's still a storm going on.
Yeah,
So when people react that way, and then there's someone out there who looks at that and sees those comments and goes, they won't react well when I open up either.
exactly.
It's such a messy
It
place to
is.
be.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, we all have elements of what we need to maintain our own mental health. Some, there's a generic list. Make sure that you're getting outside, make sure you've got exercise, some self-care time, a really good support network, enough sleep, good nutrition, enough water, etc., etc. But of course, we're all different in what we need to maintain a really good mental health state. So we can't assume because she's got money, because she's got fame, because she's got tangible things in her life, that will maintain her mental health. We have to take into effect that she moved to a foreign country, became a huge public figure, which I think she knew and she prepared herself for, but certainly not the preparation around the criticism of what she was getting, which was totally unwarranted. I mean, a lot of people say here that the press were racist and they treated her the way they did because of the colour of her skin and her ethnicity. And I don't know their reasons for it, but the press are, notoriously famous for shaming people for just absolutely no reason. And they're very good at doing it to women as well for no reason. And of course, when you move to a country and you want support from people and the people, and then you don't get it, I don't think it matters how much money you have in the bank. Because if you're looking for really good support around you to maintain your mental health, you need support. You don't need money in the bank. You need support. So we cannot just assume that anybody should feel or could feel good because they've got 10 cars, a mansion, enough money in the bank to survive their whole lifetime. We can't assume that's enough. I have clients that have loads of money, they're still depressed. It doesn't make any difference. And in fact, a lot of the happiest people I know are the ones that don't have a lot of money, because some people, when they've got a lot of money, they constantly have a shadow over them of the fear of losing it. Whereas when we haven't got money, there's no fear of losing anything because we haven't got anything to lose. So those people that actually have more are more likely, or in my experience, just as likely to feel depressed because there's a fear of losing. And with her, she's in the public eye. She knew she was going to be in the public eye, of course. But then there's the Oprah interview. Some people saying it was staged. It was staged. Of course it was staged because it's a TV event. And I think what doesn't help is the fact that, she is a very good actress. And people who are actors are very dramatic in their ways anyway. But that doesn't mean they're not telling the truth. And so, she's done this interview. Some people are saying, she got paid millions for it. Well, good for her. I just said, as I said, I don't care who it is or what their problem is. I just think we are skating on very thin ice when someone comes out and publicly says they're suffering with their mental health, which, if we go in one direction, is amazing, because if we'd all taken her seriously and found that as a positive thing that she was able to speak out, that would encourage more people to do it. And what's happened is she's been so heavily criticised. I'm concerned about the people that might have used her as inspiration and are now absolutely terrified to say anything because of what's happened to her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of just a symbol that or like a representation of how far we still have to go. Like I I can relate it back to when I was a kid, like in sports, and like someone would open up, or like word got out that someone had like schizophrenia or something, or they were just really sad all the time, and they just became a target. And it kind of made you like hold back from opening up about anything, because it was either you're crazy or you're lying,
Yeah.
as opposed to how can we help you. And I thought, because that was like a decade ago, I thought I still believe we're going in the right direction, but this kind of just shows that we still are in that toxic kind of mentality.
Yeah. Yeah. What does it take? And we had a celebrity here called Caroline, and she killed herself a year ago. It was just over a year ago now. And when she did it, the press was saying, or everybody was saying, why didn't she help? Why didn't she get help? Why didn't she speak out? Well, this is an example of why people don't speak out, because they're scared to get judged. So the comparison there is quite an eye-opener, because a year ago we were all thinking, oh, she should have just asked for help. She should have, gone somewhere, and she ended up taking her own life. And then what do? We mock someone who tells us about her mental health state. So it's no wonder people are too scared to open up.
Yeah, no, it's nuts, man. And like we talked about it already. The whole, well, she has all this money, she has all these things, she should be happy. It's that whole mentality is so toxic, because we're all striving for materialistic things like cars and money and houses and whatever, but we're neglecting this whole side of us that needs community and better mental health and better physical health. We don't care about that. We want to get money, we want the status. And this just is like feeding into that mentality, and that's not the way to go. I know we've gone there for years and years. That's been the mentality, but we got to change that. Like,
absolutely. And I think if you rely on material things to make you happy, first of all, there's another layer underneath that, because stuff doesn't make us happy. It's what we think about that makes us happy. So what is it you need in your life? Now, of course, it can make you feel more secure. Of course, it can make you feel comfortable. I'm more happy in this place because I've bought a load of gadgets. I'm keeping Amazon afloat here, by the way. But it's all great and it's comfortable and it's a nice place, and I do feel happier. So, but it's not the money that makes me feel happier. It's the freedom that makes me feel happier. So it's what the money buys that makes us feel happier. And you know what? If you are relying on material things to make you happy, you will always rely on material things to make you happy. And then you're in, dangerous zone, right? Because we get bored of stuff. You need the next model, you need a bigger car, you need a better that. So just being able to be on your own, in your own space, in the moment, and be able to create happiness for yourself is the most powerful thing and the most important thing, because then everything else in your life becomes a bonus.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Yeah, it's it's weird, the whole reaction thing.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I don't know why why can't we believe it? I don't understand. What is it that people, this is the other thing, is that people expect to see someone who feels that way. They can't smile, they can't look nice, they've got to look a mess, they've got to be crying all the time. And that's what they think, isn't it? They think, oh, if you're depressed, you're going to look bad, right? You're not going to want to tell people on TV. You're not, but this is her lifestyle. And you could look at someone, have a normal conversation with them, they could look fantastic, and yet they can still be depressed. You cannot judge people on what you think or what your expectations are of when someone's depressed. You can't.
Yeah. Well, that whole, when I first was opening up, and I relate things to me all the time just so I can kind of figure it out in my head. But like when I was first opening up, people would go, "But you don't look like a depressed person."
Yeah.
It's like, for the love of God, there's not a model that represents depression. Everyone goes through it differently.
Yeah.
And that's another whole different toxic thought that we got to get rid of. It's like, people go through things differently.
Yeah, I mean, I've said for quite some time now, I think that in schools here and across the world, there should be classes on mental health, because, when I was at school, we would see like a firefighter would come in, and we'd see them, and a police officer. Great. Well, how about let's bring in a therapist or a mental health first aider to talk to us about mental health, because we didn't do anything like that. And there is better now. I know one of my ex-clients and friends, she's a mental health advisor or a first aider or representative in a nursery. So the kids are really young, 2, 3 years old, 4 years old. And so she does that for the staff and the kids. So this is where we need to be more, and we need to teach people more about what poor mental health looks like. You cannot always see it. You can't always see it. Sometimes you can hear it, sometimes you can feel it, but do not expect that you are going to know just by looking at someone if they're feeling depressed. I think a lot of people want to see someone who's really unkept and, their self-care isn't good, and, there's been some sort of self-neglect, if you like, and they want to see us looking disheveled and dirty or whatever it is, or crying all the time. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
No. Over here, I've had that discussion with people about like including that into school programs, and the one argument I heard from a couple people is that they were like, oh, but that's going to influence the kids, and then they're just going to convince themselves that they're depressed. I'm like, that doesn't work like that. And there's also like an age appropriate way to address it.
Exactly. My idea was I'd love to go into a school and we do some role play, right? So we've got groups of 3 kids, and one of them's a bully, one of them's the bullied, and the other one's the observer. The bully says something, nasty to the bullied kid, and when we talk about it, how did that make you feel? How did that make you feel knowing that you hurt them? The observer gives their point of view, and we do it as you say, we're acting. Then we switch roles and we say, now compliment each other. Right? How did that feel to receive the compliment? How did it feel to give the compliment? And the observer. So we teach them what it's like to be bullied, to be the bully, and to watch it happening, and then how you can interact with them. That's what I think we need to do. We don't have to talk about the word depression. We don't have to talk about all the technical terms or all the medical terms. I just think we need to teach children what it feels like to do it to others and to receive it and to observe it, and then teach them good practice, teach them to how to build each other's good mental health, and recognize and reflect how it makes people feel. How did it make you feel today? You learn that you can build other people up. How did that make you feel? Because ultimately, bullies have their own mental health issues going on, don't they? Bullies are usually facing some sort of neglect or abuse themselves. Otherwise, they wouldn't really do it. So we have to look after the bullied, and we have to look after the bullies, because if they've got strong and positive mental health, they probably wouldn't feel the need to bully someone else.
Yeah, that's a hot what's it called? Hot take.
Yeah.
Where we have to take care of the bullied, we have to care for them.
Yeah.
You say that to some people, they're like, "What the fuck? Like, why?"
But
it's true.
I mean, the bottom line is even as adults, no normal human being or no mentally stable or mentally, in a good place person is going to feel the need to knock others down. And in my experience, those people with low self-esteem that don't have the tools to build themselves up will knock others down to make themselves feel better. So if we can help these people, we're going to get everybody on the right level, because they don't have the tools to build themselves up. So let's give them the tools.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great way. And it also kind of puts the kids in each other's shoes, which is way more effective than going, this is depression, this is what happens when it's going, because kids, it's way better to have them act it out.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. I hope they implement something like that, because that could be so beneficial, and we wouldn't get these freaking bullshit stories like the backlash Meghan Markle's receiving.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, look, we are we have to listen and take judgment on what we believe is the right thing, or whether we believe someone. So I'm going to listen to a story, I'm going to watch a news program, or I'm going to read an article, and I'm going to make my own judgment whether I believe that person. But I'm going to keep that to myself, or maybe I'm going to keep it to myself, right? Because if I start shouting out saying she's lying, she's this, she's an actor, she's this, anybody in my circle and beyond are going to think, how do I open up about my mental health to Will now? Because he's just criticised her. I mean, for me as a therapist, how can I ever criticise someone? Because what's that going to do to people that might want to open up to me? So do I believe her? Yes, I do. Is her story 100% factual? I don't know. Of course, we're never going to know. But do I believe that her mental health was suffering? Yes, I do.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat. That's the problem with social media, man. Like if you put all these people who are on Twitter or in the comments, if you put them all in a crowd and tell them the same news story about Meghan Markle opening up, none of them would say anything.
Yeah.
They just have this like extra courage
Yeah.
because there's nothing that's going to happen to them.
I think when you watch the Meghan Markle interview, even if you don't believe her, even if you're 100% sure she's not telling the truth, think about the danger of telling people and saying publicly she's lying. Think about it, because even if you are totally 100% sure she's lying, if you stand out and you say she's lying about her mental health, what are you going to be saying to those people that really are suffering, that now are too scared to speak out? And that's not me saying I don't believe her. I do believe her. I'm just saying, even if you don't, just keep your mouth shut, because your best friend might be just about ready to tell you that they're suffering, and you say something like that, they're never going to tell you.
No.
I think what we should be doing is encouraging others and each other to talk about our mental health. And I think the danger of it being a kind of a Hollywood TV setup that was kind of staged, the lights are in the right place and everybody looks glamorous and everything, is that we feel like it's fake. But as I say, it doesn't matter if I feel like it's fake. What message am I sending out if I'm telling people it's fake? And what do we expect from her? You know, what do we want from her? A video on her phone? That's not what they're about.
Yeah, well, even like just because there's lights and stuff doesn't mean they can't have a real conversation and react real. I have the light, I have the camera, I know it's recording. I've cried on this show. Like,
Yes.
it doesn't matter what's there. If you feel it, it's real.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 As I say, I do believe her. I just think we should just be encouraging people to talk about their mental health, and that's how we should be. It's just more proof that we're not, as a society, we're not where we need to be.
No, we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
And on that note is the other talking point I wanted to get at before we get started here. You've probably know more about this than I do because it's in your area, but the Sarah Everard, sorry,
Yeah.
that whole instance with like the whole "not all men" hashtag, and
Yep.
I wanted to get your opinion because for me personally, this is a really like I was kind of getting emotional while I was writing notes and talking points for this because I have so many women in my life. Like I have 6 aunts, I have no biological uncles. I have my mom, my grandparents. I have tons of cousins that are girls. I have more girlfriends than guy friends probably,
Yeah.
if I really sit down and count it. And it's just for me when I see another instance like Sarah's where she's like abducted and taken advantage of, and the reaction on International Women's Day is men
Yeah.
going, "It's not all men."
Yeah.
And there's like a negative reaction. It's such a strange thing because what they're saying is, listen, you need to be held accountable for you and the people around you's actions in terms of men,
Yeah.
which I'm sure you feel the same way, is a
Yes.
pretty realistic thing to do and it's pretty easy. But then you're met with all this criticism of guys going, "That's not my job and it's not all men. You're just being blah, blah, blah." What's your opinion on it? Because
I
I've
mean,
some very strong ones.
we're echoing what happened with the Black Lives Matter, aren't we? Where everybody started saying, well, white lives matter too, or all lives matter too. That's not the point. That's not the point of it, is it? And it's the same thing where, this hashtag, apparently at some point, the hashtag was trending, the hashtag not all men was trending higher than the Sarah Everett hashtag, which is crazy. And us guys need to sit back and think about what we're doing here, because what women are saying to us is, first of all, don't be a guy who comes and stalks us, follows us, attacks us, first of all. Secondly, they're saying we have a responsibility as men to, as we're interacting with other guys, if they're talking about, derogatory comments about women or talking about this stuff, we should be able and we should be standing out and saying, stop talking like that. It's disrespectful, you know. So it's funny because I had someone flying about by these lights here. I posted on International Women's Day. I posted a video on my Instagram, which went on my Facebook, of different. Actually, they're all female clients of mine, and I just posted a little bit of a montage of them, and tagging them, and I think they're all really strong, amazing, and inspirational women. And I did that, and then I had a guy message me on Facebook. I know him, and he put, "What is this?" It was something like, "What is this support a slag day?" I don't know if you can use the word slag there, or slut day, I think it was. So basically, and I still haven't found the words to say, because I thought, this is the problem. I know he's joking, and he'll say to me, "I was joking," but this is the problem, isn't it? Because and again, I'm not one of these people that takes life too seriously, and I can't take a joke. Believe me, I can take a lot of jokes. I just think the Sarah Everard thing going on, with it being International Women's Day, sometimes jokes just are not appropriate, and we should just be supporting women. And I still haven't found the words to reply. I still haven't replied because I don't even know whether I want to waste my time. And so we all have a responsibility to make sure that we're treating everybody with respect. What women are saying to us is, don't be that guy, and don't allow yourself to put up with other guys being that guy, and speak out and stand up for us, and all of that. And so the media goes with, well, she shouldn't have been walking home on her own at night, or she should have done this, or she should have done that. It's bullshit, right? Anybody should be able to walk home at any time of night, doing whatever they want, and feel safe. Why is the media going straight with, she shouldn't have done that, she should have known, rather than, well, actually, men, you need to sharpen up and get on with it? And okay, we're generalising and we're grouping all guys together, but at some point, I'm assuming we've all been in that situation where one of our mates or someone has said something and we haven't said anything. Like this guy who's messaged me, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. On that International Women's Day, you want to mention that? Fucking arrogant. And when I post this video, he's probably going to watch it. So I look forward to that.
Good. Hello. You're an asshole. No, it's so upsetting. Like, I don't know. And there's the whole, like you mentioned it, where the news outlets go, she shouldn't have been doing this, she shouldn't have been doing that. We should be at a point where a woman can walk home at night alone. Like, I'm sure you saw that Instagram post where it was the message where it's like, text me when you get home safe, and the X's. The fact that every woman that you and I know has sent that text or has gotten that text, that's like, that alone should make the guys who are being like this, that should make them sit and think.
Yeah.
Like, your mother, your sister, your cousin, your friends have all sent or received that text.
Yeah.
Because they're worried about their friends or themselves going home alone. That's disgusting.
Yeah. And I mean, some guys are saying, well, I felt like that sometimes when I've been out in the street. Okay, I get it. I'm not saying that we don't ever feel that way, but women feel that way the majority of the time, right? When they're around groups of guys, when they're walking down the street, when they're alone anywhere, probably in their own home, they feel it sometimes. So, I just don't think we can understand it, because the bottom line is there will have been men that feel that way, and there will have been men that have a reason to feel that way. But on the whole, most women, I think it was something like 90. There was a post I saw the other day. 97% of women in the UK say they have been sexually abused in one way or another. And I mean, if that's not a reason enough, and who's going to be sexually abusing them? I would think that it's men nearly all the time. So, it's more about making sure that we are doing what we need to do, and we're aware of it. Because, like with the Black Lives Matter, I think that those people that were saying, because I got a lot of people say to me, but we're all equal. And I'm thinking, well, we should be equal, but we're not treated equally. And just because you treat a black person in your life equally, that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It's more about, we need to highlight it even more, and not necessarily give them more than us, but just give them more than they're already getting. And it's like women. And the bottom line is, if you are with a reasonable weight, white, male, and straight in this world, you got everything going for you. And even those guys can, we're talking about mental health, even those guys can feel depressed, but we have to put ourselves in other people's shoes, and we have to think about what people go through. And those moments where us guys might have felt scared a little bit, women feel that most of the time. So we need to be different, right? We need to do something different.
Well, that argument itself, when guys go, well, I felt that too. It's like, how did you feel in that moment, though?
Yeah.
Did you feel good? I bet it didn't feel good.
Yeah.
So you've been in those shoes before, and yet you still criticize it.
Yeah, exactly. I love the not all men. I mean, obviously, if there's anyone out there saying all men are like this, I'm going to say, well, I'm not. But when you start a hashtag and that starts trending more than the Sarah Everard hashtag, then you definitely know we got a problem here.
Seriously. Well, and and it goes back to what we were talking about with Meghan Markle. Is like those guys who use that hashtag and are openly like, well, maybe she deserved it. Like, think about the people in your circle who might want to open up about being sexually assaulted, because chances are, it's a very unfortunate case, but chances are someone in your circle has experienced something like that, whether it's minor or major or whatever, they've experienced something.
Yeah.
So when they see you talking about that, they go, maybe I should be more hidden about it. If you look in Canada, statistically anyway, I think it was for every 100 people, for every 100 cases of sexual assault, only 6 are reported.
Yeah.
6! No one opens up about it. And so the statistic says, 1 in 4 women, they experience sexual assault here in Canada. It's way higher than that. They're just not reporting it because of things like this, and men backlashing, not just men, but like people backlashing and going, oh, maybe she's lying.
Yeah.
Maybe she's lying. It goes back to the mental health thing. How would you know? And you can't just say that.
Yep, exactly. I mean, the bottom line is, with any of this stuff, some people are going to, some people are going to like. Some people. That is a very small percentage, and it shouldn't change our belief in their stories, in other people's stories. So it shouldn't let us put that, us put it off. And then some women, they report a case and then they feel so pressurized, they then have to say, I made it up. When they didn't make it up, they just feel so pressured and so stressed about it all that they just want to stop talking about it. So, even when people do report it, women especially, kind of like the disbelief and the discrimination, I guess, that they get, they just drop it, which is a very, very sad state of affairs, really.
Yeah, so sad. Well, here in Canada, they say 1 to 2% of all cases are false or made up. 1 to 2%.
Yeah.
So the argument is bullshit. You can't make that argument. 1 to 2%.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah. 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 We need to make changes, and I'm really sad that in 2021 we're still even talking about this. But the Black Lives Matter and this, how on earth are we still talking about this in 2021? It's crazy.
I know. Well, yeah, you got the Black Lives Matter. You got not all men. You've got mental health still being judged.
Yeah. Well, as I said, let's look at it. Let's look at this. In the majority of countries, white men have ruled for centuries and centuries. So
yeah,
that's where they're trying to stay, isn't it? And look, again, I'm hardly trying to hate on men. I'm not. Of course I'm not. I just think we could do better. Just,
Yeah, men, if you're watching this, do better, bro.
Yeah.
We should all try to do better. Even if we think we're doing great, there's something to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're listening to this, even if you are fantastic at this, then just know that there's more work we can do as a society, as a group of people. There's definitely more work we can do.
Yeah, you probably have a friend that's not doing as great as you are. So go educate them, help them out, lead them
Yeah.
in the right direction. There's so many different things to do.
Yeah.
We've got a long way to go.
Absolutely. So you want to do some hypnosis?
Let's do it. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
I just moved to the bedroom.
All right. No worries. So I'm going to do a bit of introduction so that anybody that wants to do it while they're watching it back will know what to do, okay?
Sweet. Yeah, let me just move this. All right, perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
So for anybody that's watching, if you'd like to join in, then please do. The best position to be in is exactly how Harry is, on your back, on your bed, relaxing. It can be on a sofa as well. Just make sure you've got support for your neck and your head. Make sure you're laying on your back with your arms and legs unfolded. And take a nice deep breath in your nose and out your mouth, and continue to breathe, allowing your eyes to close when you're ready. The sound of the music and the sound of my voice will begin to help you relax even more deeply now. If at any moment you have the uncontrollable urge to touch your face, have a scratch, or wiggle your toes, that's okay. You'll soon learn how it goes. You can do so. Whatever happens to you now is right for you right now. Move your focus and your attention outside the room you're in, expanding your energy. Any unnecessary distractions may now go unnoticed. Move your focus and your attention. Bring it closer inside the room you're in. Even closer now. Any noises you hear where you are or where I am will be a comfortable reminder you're in a safe, familiar place. You may even find they help to relax you even more deeply as we go on. And now move your focus and your attention and bring it inside your mind, shutting out all outside energies and influences other than the sound of the music and the sound of my voice, which will flow in and out of your conscious awareness. And that's okay. Just bring your attention back to the sound of my voice whenever it feels comfortable for you to do so. Now, it's not necessary for you to consciously hear me. My voice will still be heard by your unconscious mind. So relax and allow your mind to wander and show you whatever it wants to show you. Faces, memories, maybe experiences even. And you can know that everything you experience while you're here with me can be experienced in a safe, comfortable way. You are safe here with me. In a moment, I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. And with each descending number, as the numbers drop down, so will you, sinking deeper and deeper into an even more comfortable feeling of relaxation. All the muscles from the top of your head to the tips of your toes will begin to relax now. Starting from the top of your head, dropping down now, down past your forehead, feeling heavy, feeling tired. Down now past your eyebrows and your eyes, closing them even more tightly now. So tightly, in fact, that perhaps you can open them even if you wanted to, but I'm sure you don't anyway. Down now past your cheeks, your mouth and jaw. Now, as you relax further, as you relax even more, perhaps your jaw might fall open slightly, and that's okay. Relaxation feels really good, doesn't it? Down your neck, shoulders and back, as your unwanted feelings of stress, tension or pain now begin to melt away, floating off into the distance as you watch them, becoming so insignificant, becoming so small, it may begin to feel like they were never there at all. Down your arms to your elbows and down past your chest. Every breath in inhales positivity and light, strength, courage, happiness even. Every breath out releases negativity, stress, worry, any unwanted feelings and emotions. With every breath, you continue to feel good. Down your arms to your wrists and down past your stomach. Any feelings of anxieties or butterflies now begin to disappear, as you can imagine the butterflies exiting, releasing through your belly button and flying off into the distance. And the further away they fly, the more relaxed, comfortable you feel. Anxiety flies away too. The tops of your hands to your fingertips and over your hips. Relaxation continues. Down your thighs to your knees and down to your ankles as sensations continue to disappear. The tops of your feet to the tips of your toes, deep down, relaxed now. 10, 9, as the numbers drop down so will you. Sinking deeper and deeper into an even more comfortable feeling of relaxation. One perhaps you haven't felt for a very long time. 8, 7, 6, dropping deeper down now. 5, 4, even more comfortable now, even more relaxed. 4 and 3 and 2. If sleep beckons, you can follow. And 1, deep down relaxed, asleep perhaps, or not, and that's okay. As your body relaxes, becoming heavy and tired, or perhaps light as air and floating, you can know that your experience tonight is right for you tonight. Allow your mind to show you everything, anything or nothing, and that's okay. In your mind, I'd like you to imagine that you're in your favorite place of relaxation. Somewhere you've been before, perhaps, or somewhere you'd like to go. Somewhere real or somewhere entirely in your imagination. You can know wherever you find yourself today is right for you today and can be experienced in a safe, comfortable way. Noticing all the detail or not, noticing whatever it is you're noticing now. Expect the unexpected and accept the unexpected. You are safe here with me. You have the opportunity now to deliver a message to your past, present, or future self. Your past, present, or future self. Allow your mind to choose and present the version of you it wishes in a peaceful way. Your mind knows who your message is for. Your past, present, or future self. And as image and energy is presented to you, if you have a message to deliver, you can deliver it now. You are safe here with me. You are safe here with me. And when you've delivered your message, you can relax. Feeling a little better now, positive changes are beginning to be made. You have the opportunity now to deliver another message to someone else, someone from your past, maybe, even someone you've lost, someone from your present, or someone in your future. Allow your mind to choose and present this person to you in a peaceful way. Your mind knows who your message is for. And as their image and energy enters your mind, if you have a message to deliver, you can deliver it now. Feeling a sense of relief, perhaps, or accomplishment, gratitude too. When you've delivered your message, you can relax. Changes are continue to be made in a positive way. Relax deeper down now. In your mind, I'd like you to repeat after me. I am happy, I am healthy, I am strong, I am enough. I am happy, I am healthy, I am strong, I am enough. And continue to repeat in your mind at a pace that is comfortable for you. And as you do so, I'd like you to imagine that you are surrounded by healing white lights, swirling, twirling around you softly and gently. And I want you to know that today, while you're here with me, every day you're here with me, as the days, weeks and months go by, whether you're at home or at work, alone, with others, indoors or outdoors, positive changes continue to be made and continue to affect you in a positive way. You may begin to notice greater feeling of confidence as that fire in your belly begins to grow. The ability to relax even more deeply now and sleep more soundly, waking each morning feeling refreshed and ready for the day. Your self-worth begins to grow. Physical scars and injuries, aches and pains begin to heal more easily now. Any emotional stress and trauma release and evaporates. You begin to notice, perhaps, you are surrounded with positive energy. With an unwavering belief now in your own ability to overcome any challenge that comes your way. Energy connects us across the planet now. And I want you to know you are happy, you are healthy, you are strong, and you are enough. Take a moment to allow positive changes to be installed and integrated into your unconscious mind. Before I wake you, I want you to know that all the wonderful positive suggestions and affirmations that I have made here today to you, for you, and with you have now become so deeply embedded in your unconscious mind, you may not even begin to notice the wonderful positive effects straight away. But I can assure you they are there nonetheless and will continue to influence you in a positive way as time moves on. Feeling really good now. In a moment, I'm going to count up from 1 to 10, and with each ascending number, you will begin to rise back to conscious awareness. All the muscles from the tips of your toes to the top of your head will begin to rise up too. And as they do, so does your self-worth rising up now. Over the tips of your toes, the tops of your feet to your ankles, as healing white lights still surround you. Rising up now to your knees, sensations begin to return. Rising up now, up your thighs to your hips and over your fingertips. The tops of your hands to your wrists. Rising up now, up your arms to your elbows and over your stomach. Feelings of peace and calm remain, feeling grounded now, feeling settled. Rising up now, up your arms to your shoulders and over your chest. Every breath in inhales healing white lights, healing you on the inside now, through your lungs, into your veins, every organ, bone, muscle, now healed. Every exhalation, every breath out, releases stress, tension, worry, negativity, any other unwanted feelings and emotions. Up your back, shoulders and neck. Any last remaining feelings of stress, tension or pain now disappear. Up now over your jaw, mouth, cheeks, eyes, eyebrows and forehead as healing white lights form above your head. In a circle and now a ring, your very own halo for the week ahead. 1 and 2, as the numbers rise, so will you. So will your self-worth. 3, and as you listen to me, you can know that positive changes have been made. 4, any unnecessary distractions now will be noticed. Noticed even more as we go on. 4 and 5. Any noises you hear where you are, or where I am, will be a comfortable reminder you're in a safe, familiar place. You may even find they help to bring you back to conscious awareness. 6, the sound of the music and the sound of my voice continue to bring you back to me. 7, move your focus and your attention now from your mind back to the room you're in. Back to the room you're in now, noticing whatever it is you're noticing now even more. 8, 9, and you can open your eyes whenever you're ready. 10, feeling refreshed, feeling relaxed. Positive changes have now been made. And just follow the sound of my voice back to conscious awareness. Now it is time to wake up. Time to wake up now. Changes have been made in a positive way.
Man, I feel like I just took a nap.
It was a very, very quick version.
I feel great. I went somewhere. There was like, as you were counting down, my brain was kind of like, there's no way this is gonna work. And then around 8, I was like, boom, and I just disappeared into whatever it was. I felt like there was a point where I was like in the ocean or something, and that's kind of where my safe place was.
Water running, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was beautiful, man.
Yeah, been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on. I love it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming back on, man. That was fun.
Anytime. Well, we'll do it again soon. All right, let's talk, and then we'll get it booked in, okay?
All right.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye.
No worries, bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching another episode of my show. If you want more episodes of the H Panel, the button's going to be right here. If you want to subscribe for more videos from myself, it'll be right down below. Please like, comment, share, give 5 stars. Let's keep this conversation going, guys, all right? I'll see you next time. Thank you for your support.